the world's newest and weirdest military vehicle, capable of carrying fighting men and their equipment far beyond the beaches. To border villagers, it must look like some fire-breathing dragon from a James Bond thriller. Certainly the strangest machine to enter their lives since President Sukarno first challenged Malaysia 21 months ago. The Hovercraft, invented and developed in Britain, was being tried out this week in a military role. Success in its trials could revolutionize amphibious warfare. More precisely, it could revolutionize swamp warfare of the kind now being fought in Malaysia and Vietnam. This is the SRN-5, built on the Isle of Wight. It's been on trial for 4 months now in the creeks and rivers of eastern Borneo. It can travel up to 90 miles an hour, far faster than any landing craft. It can clear 6-foot waves or solid obstructions up to 4 feet high. It carries 20 men or 2 tons of equipment, and its range is nearly 300 miles. Its cost £75,000. This country is an ideal testing ground, a labyrinth of mangrove thickets and mud flats, like a puzzle without a solution. The only life is amphibious, like the Hovercraft itself. American Army officers from Vietnam have been to Borneo to study it. The American government has bought 5. Its capacity for high-speed pursuit and reconnaissance along canals and across paddy fields might make it the deciding factor against surprise attacks by the elusive Viet Cong. The trials are in the hands of a joint service team until it's decided if it should go to the Army, Navy or Air Force. In other words, whether it's a vehicle, a boat or an aircraft. To border villagers, it must look like some fire-breathing dragon from a James Bond thriller. Certainly the strangest machine to enter their lives since President Sukarno first challenged Malaysia 21 months ago. When it stops, it flops with a rather ungainly curtsy onto its rubber skirts. It looks clumsy, a far-fetched answer to the war against the Viet Cong. But that's the sort of thing they said about the tank when it first appeared in war. The man in charge of the war against Sukarno in this area, a vital spot in the defence system for Malaysian Borneo, is a Gordon Highlander, Major John Simpson. His title, Senior Officer, Tawau Assault Group.
Well, our role here is primarily one of deterrence. There are important commercial interests on Sabatic Island, Wallis Bay, and down in the water complex, 150 square miles of it. We are there to stop the Indonesians coming through, or if they try to come through, to put an end to any incursion. We do it by OP boats on the border, keeping a constant watch on what they're doing, by our physical presence in the complex and various key places in it, by constant patrolling, and by what you might call rehearsing our various contingency plans, which are based on using all the weapons available to us, and deterrent fire, particularly gunfire. Anybody, any NCO, Lance Corporal in charge of a boat, can call for gunfire, either naval or army, and that is the basis of our role here and how we carry it out.
One of Major Simpson's little boats took Sandy Gall out to the border waters.
Confrontation is the word President Sukarno uses to describe his war against Malaysia. And nowhere can it be seen better than here, because over my shoulder you're looking at Indonesia and the town of Nunukan, which is their most forward military base in East Borneo. We're filming here from a British boat called Proper Charlie, which is cheekily perched right on the border, which is out there in the water. Only about 2,000 yards from the Indonesian gun positions, which could blow it out of the water in a few seconds if they wanted to. They haven't tried yet, although there's no knowing what they might do tomorrow. And in a way, it's surprising that they haven't tried to get rid of Proper Charlie, because it's a very good lookout. And from here, the soldiers on board say they can just about see what the Indonesian officers are having for lunch over there in their mess.
The Indonesians have a 105 howitzer over there, a machine gun on the jetty, and hidden along the water's edge, amphibious craft, armoured personnel carriers which could come swiftly out across the channel at any time. No one really believes the Indonesians are planning an all-out attack, but no one can be absolutely sure. So the men of Major Simpson's fleet have to keep a constant watch for any unusual activity and compile detailed reports. If the Indonesians should attack, it would be Proper Charlie's first task to flash the news back to base. Up till now, though, her reports have been mainly routine. For the troops, it's a war in which you can't hit the enemy until he hits you first.
I have the most extraordinary force probably ever been dreamt up. It's a mixture of Malaysians and British, Army and Navy, and it's completely integrated. But the interesting thing is it works, and the relationships are quite first class. Particularly at night, we rehearse these various contingency plans in case they try and infiltrate through either in small parties or that use their fairly large amphibious capacity. And so at various points in the complex, different times, we use the various weapons available to us: gunfire, naval gunfire, direct fire from the fast patrol boats or minesweepers, boafers, and of course our own small arms, rocket launchers, things like that.
The night firing takes place every 2 or 3 weeks. Its aim is to deter any Indonesians who may be planning to infiltrate into Malaysian Borneo. During daylight, Proper Charlie and the other observation boats of Major Simpson's motley fleet stand and watch. An extraordinary force. It may soon be even more so. Before long, it may be joined on regular service by the world's newest and weirdest military vehicle, capable of carrying fighting men and their equipment far beyond the beaches.